Transformers Animated is, in my opinion, the best Transformers animated series. Yes, even better than Transformers Prime. So when we got animated Prowl in Legacy earlier this year, I was super excited. And when they announced that even more were coming, I was even more excited. And now we finally have Legacy United animated Bumblebee, who is going to be the subject of today's Deceptibot 9 review. So let's get Bumblebee. How's it going, everyone? Deceptibot 9 here, and thank you, as always, for coming around to another episode of Deceptibot 9 Reviews. Now, before we check out Bumblebee, I'd like to ask if you like what you see. Go ahead, hit that like button right there. Plus, if you like what you see and you want to see more of it, go ahead, hit the subscribe button as well. And to ensure that you never miss an upload, whether it's a review, a figure battle, or the end of the year tournament, which is coming soon, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you are always informed. Plus, all of my social links are in the description down below, as well as my Entertainment Earth affiliate link if you would like to help me out and save yourself a little bit of cash. Go shop for everything you want at Entertainment Earth. So, with all that said, let's go ahead, head down to the review station and take a closer look at Legacy United animated Bumblebee. Alright, and here we are with the Legacy United animated universe Bumblebee, the figure that I was probably most excited for out of the first wave of Legacy Deluxes, at least. The figure that I'm most excited for is probably Prime, but animated Bumblebee here because I love animated very, very much, and I thought Prowl was a fantastic modern update, so I, of course, had to pull the trigger on Bumblebee to fit with Prowl and see where he would stand. So why don't we just go ahead and get into that? Where does he stand? So let's go ahead and take a look at the details here on Legacy animated Bumblebee. All right, so we'll start off here with the head sculpt, which I think is really, really awesome. And I've seen people kind of complaining about online the head sculpt, that it's similar to Prowl's and that it's very, not animated, but I have to disagree. I mean, looking at this head, it's very animated, in its aesthetic. It looks very, very close to the original animated head model. It's not anywhere near as G1-ified as Legacy Prowl's in any way, Prowl's was like, you could recognize that was still Prowl, but it was missing kind of the defining feature of that face design, which was the chin. But Bumblebee's got the rounded shape, he's got the big eyes, he's got the horns. I mean, he's even pretty much got the shape. So I don't see what people are saying about that, but yes, you can see it's a variety of colors. We got the yellow, of course, on the face, the blue eyes, the silver face, his little smirk up there, which is very animated Bumblebee, and he's got the lines, the black lines are outlining the face, and of course the head crest. Mine does have a little paint scuff up, or mist paint up there, but something I can overlook, no big deal in my opinion, honestly. Moving here to the chest, we can see that it is very animated-like. Obviously, it's the front piece of the car. This time, unlike the original figure, no fake parts. This is the actual chest, or the actual hood of the vehicle, which is very nice, with all this translucent plastic here on the tummy, and you can see on the side. And this back piece right here is made up of a lot of clear plastic. I haven't had any problems with mine. I hear some squeaks and stuff every once in a while, but I don't think I've had any stress marks or anything pop up, so the clear plastic thing should be fine. I am slightly worried about it in the long run, but I'm hoping that it stays okay for the most part. You can see just on the rest of him is a lot of just yellow and extraneous pieces, right? So we got the yellow here on the arms for the shoulder wheels, or the shoulder wells, and then the wheels themselves right here on pins, black and silver, and you can see the doors here on the arms. His little fists down there, which have molded fingers on them, not individual, obviously. Then we get yellow on the waist piece with a little bit of detail there, a little bit of detail here on the thigh piece and the little kneecap piece. There's some panel lining. There's the black stripe on Bumblebee on this side of the leg, and you can see the wheel here on this side with a little bit of the car details and stuff happening there. Then we get down to the feet, and you can see that they did mold the front of the car onto these flat feet, right? And these are a little bit different from the original figure the original figure's feet, but I think they're a little slightly more animation accurate. I would have to double check the animation model to see, because I remember these kind of like tread pieces on the animation model where they do not appear on the actual toy. But I do wish they had painted up the headlight section and everything so you can make those details out a little bit. And if you turn them to the back, you can see there is the actual front of the car. You can see some panel lining and everything here on the back, and a little bit of stuff for the bumper there. You can see his little siren right there on the back as well. So he, of course, is a tiny little guy, but he does have, you know, kind of a lot of stuff going on for him there. The one thing that does kind of annoy me here on the front is that the stripes don't line up. The stripes are all supposed to be on this side in his robot mode, but I do excuse it a little bit because whereas the original uses faux parts and the animation model, obviously they can do it however they want, this piece actually uses the regular hood of the car. So this is in the correct placement for the vehicle mode, and there's no really way for that to switch over, unlike the leg, which actually, with the whole leg transformation, gets it to the right spot. So, kind of a little downside thing, but honestly, no big deal in my eyes. So, let's go ahead, talk about his accessories here, because you've seen them plugged on. So, what Bumblebee comes with is, he comes with two of his missile pods. Let me lower. His two missile pods, or I guess rocket booster pieces, which are done up all in kind of a smoky, transparent plastic there, which looks nice, and they, of course, take this little piece out. You can use blast effects and stuff here. That is a 5mm port. Oh, wait, no, it's not. I take that back. That is not a 5mm port. You cannot put blast effects or anything on there, but can't really see it. But yeah, you can see the details kind of there, the fins and the rocket piece right there. And as you saw, you can display them where you do it like this, and you stick the stinger on the back side of it. Put that in his hand if you wish, or what you can do is on the back there are a couple openings. You can put them on the back as rocket boosters like he did in the show. So let's get the other one here. Very nice. We'll put those there, leave those there for a second while we talk about the stingers. So yes, he does have his two stingers done up in, it's molded in a clear blue plastic with silver paint on sporadically here to replicate that stinger look. Now, what they went for with this toy is more akin to the original toy and some moments of the show, but whereas mostly in the show he uses one stinger per hand and he has a full stinger around each hand, the original toy and this toy opt for the combined in front mode. So you combine them together like this, and what you do is you fold out the panel here on the side, flip in the wrist, close up the panel there, so you flip. All right, then what you do is you get the arms going out straight, and you swivel at the bicep rather, just like that. Swivel at the bicep, and then you kind of angle them together like so, and you can see that on the arms they've got tiny little pegs, which coincidentally fit on the stingers. So you line up the stinger there, and you line up the stinger piece here. Boom. Bumblebee's rocking that full forward stinger look, which I am actually glad that they did replicate this. I do kind of wish that they had done one stinger for each hand, but you get that by using the missile pods with the stinger, which I do think is a pretty neat way to adapt that and be able to show off both stinger modes, which I think is neat. So let's go ahead and take these off really quick. All right, and we'll get Bumblebee reset so we can talk about his articulation really quick, because honestly, for a small guy, he has a good amount of articulation. So his head up here is on a ball joint, but because of its size, does get kind of blocked going side to side. But he does go up all the way up that far, which is really, really nice. We don't really see that articulation all that much. So if you get it hinged up, that's when you can get it spinning around there. And he can look down that far as well. There is also, because his neck is on a hinge, sometimes if you push it back, he will lean back like so. Not a big deal here. Shoulders are a little weird in the way they work, but they're on this kind of this weird hinge here. So the actual wheel section of the shoulder is on a hinge that allows it to go up that far and back that far. It's also on a hinge that goes up and out, so it goes out that far. It's kind of weird, kind of like it's kind of like Hot Rod shoulders, but not really. I mean, it's kind of a weird build for the shoulders there, but you can, you know, get some range out of it. The elbow here, oh, and then this is why it's weird too. The actual arm itself is on a hinge in there too, so you can hinge the actual arm piece back, you know, kind of like that. So you can get pretty playful with the arms there, if I'm being honest. And then you see the elbows, as we saw, have a bend in them as well, and a swivel here at the focus on the elbow. There you go, swivel at the elbows. And the wrists actually do have a swivel as well, despite, you know, being a flip around piece. Sometimes they just mold that as one piece. So that was kind of cool to see. His waist is on a swivel, which will let it go all the way around, even when the accessories are on the back, so he's not blocked. Legs go forward, only that far. It could be a little bit better, but it's not terrible. They go backward that far, or maybe a little bit more, depending on if you have the accessories plugged in here. And how is he going for the splits? Let's see. Ready? Oh! Bumblebee gets a perfect 10 on the split. Everyone give a round of applause for Bumblebee there. Very, very nice. Love to see that. Legs here are also on a swivel at the thigh, so you can swivel them here. They bend at the knee. Really, really good bend here at the knee. Goes a little bit over 90, which is great to see. Feet pivot down a little bit, up a little bit, and they do hinge ever so slightly. Not really very much, which is my biggest problem with the articulation, is I wish he had more articulation in the ankle, but you know what? I'll take it. So let's go ahead, do a couple quick comparisons here with Bumblebee while he's in robot mode. Here he is next to your standard core class. This one here is Iguanus, so you can kind of see the size differential between Deluxe Bumblebee and a regular core. Here's Bumblebee with Legacy Animated Prowl. This scale is very, very close to how they are in the show, which is really, really nice to see that we're getting some accurate scale, because as you'll see in a minute, the original Bumblebee toy is way too large. Here's animated Bumblebee with two different bulkheads. So here is the original animated Voyager bulkhead, which I think that scale kind of works okay. It's better than the animated toys. This toy with the original animated Bumblebee. But I do love this this bulkhead, partially also because this was Derek J. Wyatt's bulkhead figure. So that feels nice, you know, for that bulkhead. But I do like this scale too. Also, the Legacy bulkhead with the Legacy animated Bumblebee. I don't know. Sometimes I'm of the opinion that this bulkhead should have been a version of this bulkhead rather than Prime. But yeah, you can see how those two work together. Looks nice, honestly. And here are the two animated Bumblebees. I have a lot of love for this original animated Bumblebee toy, but there is a lot to love about this new modern update of him as well. All right, enough of the robot mode here for Bumblebee. Why don't we go ahead, get him transformed up into his vehicle mode. Animated Bumblebee transformed up into his little car mode, which I absolutely love. This thing, it's a lot smaller than I realized it was going to be, but I love the way it comes together, looks very, very nice, and it still looks a lot like the original animated adaptation of Bumblebee. Very, very great modern adaptation of the Bumblebee vehicle mode here. I really, really love it. I'm really happy with the way this came out. So let's go ahead, check out the details here on the fully formed up car mode. All right, so we'll come up here first to the front grille section, which were the back of his feet. You can see he's got little headlights painted here in silver. I do wish the grille was painted to kind of match the, to make it pop a little bit more, but it's not painted on the original toy. I can't remember if it is on the cartoon model, so I'll have to double check. And you can see he's got the black here for the little bumper section, the little bumper details going on there. He's got the black stripe coursing, of course, all the way through, going through, of course, his entire car mode. You can see the clear windows now have formed up to be the vehicle mode windows. He's got his little siren up here at the top, Autobot symbol right there at the top, of course, as well. If you look at the side, he's got a couple 5mm ports here. Well, he's got one on each side, so he's got one there, one on this side, and you can see the way his doors are. You can see his little door handles. Here's all his wheels, which we, of course, saw in robot mode. Look at the back, and you can see it. It's really kind of tough to see it, but he does have the back details of the original figure in the cartoon. So if you look really, really close, you can see his tail lights are right there, and he's got the little, that's his tab to tab in the robot mode, but that's like his little trunk compartment that the original toy had as well. And you can see the back bumper details going on there. And if you look underneath, I mean, he tucks up fairly well. Can't see his head, obviously. Those are his feet, and his arms are sticking out right there. But there's not too much kibble going on there with the car mode, so it's very nice. He does roll really, really well. He's got very smooth wheels, and he will roll all over the place, which is very, very nice. And as you saw, accessory storage here, there is 5mm ports here on the back side, so you can put them here. If you would like, you can also put them here on the front, around the front wheels, if you want to give like a little, sort of zappy zap kind of deal. It will block the front wheels a little bit, so they won't roll as good, but if you want to do that, you could. If you use the other ones, obviously, they'll get blocked, so you don't want to put those there. But you can do that. If you don't want to have the stingers on, you, of course, can just remove the stingers and place the rocket boosters on and get a very nice look. That is, I mean, it's just so animated Bumblebee to me, and I really, really love it. So super, super cool coming there. Yeah, that's about it for the details on the vehicle mode. So let's go ahead, do a couple quick comparisons, and get out of here. All right, here he is with Core Class Iguanus. You can see that they are, pretty close in size there on the on the length scale. Bring this down a little bit. So they're pretty close in size, and of course Iguanus is taller in robot mode, but Bumblebee's a lot more compact than Iguanus. So, you pick your battles. All right, and here is Bumblebee with Prowl. So we've got two animated Autobots coming up in Legacy, which is so nice. We'll get, of course, Optimus Prime soon. Hopefully, the other Autobot members and some Decepticons are, close behind. That would be awesome. Here's Bumblebee with the two bulkheads, the animated Voyager and the Legacy Voyager, so you can kind of see how they look. That is kind of accurate to the show. That's really, really nice there. So love that they were even kind of thinking about that a little bit. And of course, here he is with the original animated Bumblebee. So you can see that they're really, really similar, and I'm very glad about the fact that they are as similar as they are. Just having a new guy, just makes me so happy. I love animated, and these original toys are still fantastic, but there's something really nice about getting a modern version of it. Just really, really cool. All right, so that's going to be about it for Legacy Animated Bumblebee. So why don't we go ahead and zap our way back on up to me for my final Bumblebee thoughts. So what are my final thoughts on Legacy United Animated Universe Bumblebee here? Well, I love the guy. I think he's an absolutely fantastic modern update of the original animated Bumblebee, both the toy and, of course, the cartoon. I really, really love him. I think his transformation sticks to the original transformation scheme enough, but adds new layers that keeps it engaging and really, really fun and unique. And I love what they did with the rocket boosters and the Stinger accessory. Vehicle mode is super, super cute. I love the robot mode as well. It's really posable for its size. The only thing that slightly worries me is the longevity of the clear plastic. I haven't had any problems with it personally, but you never know. Who's to say? But yeah, that's animated Bumblebee. I'm really looking forward to more Legacy animated figures. So guys, that's going to be about it for my full review of Legacy United Deluxe Animated Universe Bumblebee. Super long title, but go ahead and let me know what you think about Legacy Animated Bumblebee in the comments down below. Let's talk all things Legacy United and Animated Bumblebee down there. And guys, as always, I've been your host, Deceptibot9. Thank you, as always, for joining me for another episode of Deceptibot9 Reviews, and I will catch you guys later.